thinking, oh, damn, probably should have worn a bra, but whatever, it's hot out. So then he gets kind of giddy and he keeps looking at my chest, and I'm thinking, all right, dude, my eyes are up here. Let's get down to business. Anyway, he was like giddy whole time. And anyway, so then I went and got a facial. So after my facial, I walk out and I have this top on, and my facialist friend of mine looks at my shirt and she starts reading some of the words.
Oh, had you not read the words?
No. I thought when I pulled this out that it was one of my yoga affirmation tops.
Oh, but no. What is it?
No, the words on it are. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, just out of curiosity, where did you get this from? Did it just arrive at your desk?
Out of my
cupboard. Well, it entered your cupboard at some point by a human being, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, by me. But I have a couple. I've got so many black tank tops, and they all have different things on them.
Okay.
So I thought, but I have ones that have yoga words on them. So let me see if I can find what I wear. Oh, so this one. So my facialist is going, wet, tease, slow burn, toy, nibble, pleasure me, lover, wanting, get lucky, fierce, don't stop, truth or dare, role play, G, erotic.
Well, first of all, you'd be banned from TikTok if you read your shirt out loud. Second of all, how or when or why did you buy it?
It was probably given to me. I don't know if I ever bought it.
That's likely. Like, I gave it to you.
Aphrodisiac, get lucky, velvet rope.
Oh my.
Afterglow. I mean, it's just got all these exhibitionists. So he was sitting there reading my shirt while he's trying to do this wire transfer. So then when she's reading this out loud to me, I'm going, oh my God, this is not the shirt I thought I was wearing.
I mean, how many people on this?
Because it's upside down for me.
I just like to know how many people on this live chat believe that you had no idea what it said on there.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
No, I didn't look at it.
All right, I believe you. I don't know if anybody else does.
I do have one of my favorite yoga ones, and it says peace, love, and a little bit of go fuck yourself. Which is kind of neat. That's me.
Yes, it is you.
So Brady wants to know if I'm selling T-shirts for merch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I should, huh? Ding-a-ling. That's so funny. Anyway, so that was my aha moment today about self-awareness. Maybe I should be a little more self-aware.
Right. So let's see what we got going here. They're notifying people on TikTok. We got Richard and Wilson on YouTube. And on Instagram, we got a host of people here, but I only see the bottom part. Oh, there we go. All right. People are not buying your likely story.
I sent Mark a picture of it, and I said, perhaps you should read my clothing before you send me out.
Yeah, it's Mark's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to do with you.
I can't read upside down that easily. So, and I was busy this morning. I just needed to put some clothes
on. Okay, so back to self-awareness. Well, what did you want to discuss about it?
Well, I think one of the things that came up today is there was a thread on the COVID risk of travel right now. Like Jamaica is at like level 4 or something again, and some guy in the chat starts saying, when are we going to just get over this? Just forget about it. And I said, well, what do you have in mind? And he said, well, if you're vaxxed, you can just go about your business. And I said, well, that's not true. And he proceeded to gaslight me. And then I said, he goes, well, we're all entitled to our opinions. And so my comment back was, an opinion isn't the same as knowledge. They're not one the same.
Yeah.
Perhaps you need to reassess whether it's you have knowledge or you're just an opinion.
Oh my God.
Because I mean, geez, having been in healthcare for 40 years, you'd think I'd know a little something about
How things
medicine
got contracted.
and
Yeah.
science,
Hey, Mrs. Elf.
biology. Thank you, Brady.
Mrs. Elf is in the house over here on YouTube, all the way from Greece, where I heard one of my friend's sons got stuck in Greece on a vacation because he got COVID. A lot of people, I think that happens a lot.
Yeah.
What are you asking? iPhone in as soon. Oh my goodness! As soon as I saw you, I sprang at attention. Oh, well, there you go. I like that. Hello, Mr. Davy.
They call that boing.
Boing, boing. You got any wine tonight?
I do. I got some red wine. What do you got?
I got some Rojo. I've been kind of partying all day.
Well, tell me, what have you been doing?
A couple friends of mine went to get a manicure, and I decided to indulge with them a little bit, and then we had lunch, and we went swimming. And we had a fun day today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
A play date.
I had a play date. I need more play dates. Sherry likes Ann. I like boring or buying. So anyway, cheers, you guys. If you're on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, please pull a glass of wine and say cheers with us.
Yes. And Megan, how are you?
Oh, the blue hair girl. Yeah, it was suggested to me that I should get like a strand of blue or purple in my hair, or maybe red.
Okay. Why not?
Then I'll be looking like you.
Yeah. Do it.
Oh, thank you for following the host here on TikTok. So any questions that you guys have for us? We're open for business. I always get these guys that say, "Can I ask you a question?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, on Patreon," because I'm not going to spend a lot of my time talking to you about stuff just because I got a lot of shit going on.
Right. Well, I think people believe because we're on social media that we have nothing else that we're doing.
Like Mr. Davey who says, "Stand up, Karen." He's under the impression that he got a really good deal on OnlyFans. Yeah. If I was doing OnlyFans, you can tell me to stand up, Karen, right? Because you're paying me a lot of money to stand up. But since you're paying me $0 to be on this Instagram feed, I ain't standing up. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Do you blame me? Cheers.
You don't get to process.
Yeah. Cheers for a hot cougar. How's that for a toast? I like that toast.
So, that's a good one. So Karen is in Southern California right now, and I'm in Northern California.
Yeah, we don't get any more specific than that. I like that toast, though. You know, I was laughing last night because I was looking at some of the screen names that people were calling themselves. Oh, my God. Like Pimp Daddy and all. You ever wonder where people come up with their screen names?
Yeah, I wonder if they get help naming them or
Hi
if they
there,
just
Nacho.
dream it.
Yeah, like Nacho, for example. Is that a nickname?
Hey, Dempsey.
Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Always Trayvonsky 5 says, "I always giggle about sex. It's so sensitive yet amazing." That's a nice way of putting it. Hi, Stephen. And
do you still giggle about sex?
Do I still giggle about it?
Yeah.
No.
Are we on TikTok, by the way?
Yeah, we're on. Yeah, the name of my food truck, we sell nachos. That's how he got his name, Nacho Danny. Nacho cheese.
So we I guess with lipstick on my tooth.
Did someone tell you to put lipstick on your tooth?
I thought I did. What was I gonna say?
I watch your podcast with your son Cam. Thank you.
My brain is fried.
Oh, welcome to the world of over 50.
I don't think so, because I wasn't like this before I went back to work full time.
So anyway,
it always seems the way when each time I get a contract, like a corporate contract, my private practice goes nuts.
Of course, when it rains, it pours.
And then when the private practice, when the contract is up and I've got some time, the private practice is down. And so it's like, what the hell is going on here?
What is the hell going on here? Outpatient therapy is not fun. Who says this? Well, it may be not fun, but it may be valuable to you. How do you like that? So if you're just joining us here on Instagram, we're on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, the whole shebang. Superstar David saying, hello, ladies.
Hello, superstar.
Buddy's got himself a big bone that he was hiding. And
so Sherry Ann saying it's killing her that she's not going to Jamaica. I know. I almost didn't go too. I would have been running the event remotely by Zoom.
Brady is changing his name to IG Model Hunter. Hey, hon, can you close the door here?
Yes.
Thank you. Hello.
You look like Nina today with those glasses.
What was that?
He said I look like Nina with the glasses because she got similar glasses.
You do. I said that last time.
Yeah, that is true. But that to me is a compliment, so it's okay in my book.
To both of you.
Yeah. She actually has blue eyes and I have brown eyes.
Yeah, she's cool.
Hey, hon, can you take the dog out of here?
Come get your baby.
Come, you opened the door. He was being very good, minding his own business, chewing his bone. You are exactly right, says Brendan about the outpatient thing. Hey, hon? Honey,
yeah.
Can you let the dog out, please?
What?
Can you let the dog out?
So are you of the belief that pretty much most everybody should do some sort of therapy at some point in time?
Oh, yeah. I've done a lot of therapy in my day. Have you done any therapy?
Yeah.
Hit me with your cock.
Have you all done any therapy?
What are your, okay, besides Brendan here, does anybody else, have anybody else done any therapy in their life?
I mean, that's a great segue into our topic about self-awareness. I think doing some therapy intermittently in life helps you become more self-aware. You know, I don't think it's a matter of if you're going to have childhood trauma. I think it's just a matter of what kind of trauma you're going to have.
Oh, that's an upbeat, positive way of looking at life. But yes, I guess so. I might add.
I think everybody needs therapy at some point.
I know. I might add that Incognito, whose name is really Bob Droll, said, "Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?"
That's awesome.
Hi, can any old coot join? Billy asks, "What are you talking about?" I don't know what he's talking about, but sure, you can join us.
So I think someone said define therapy. I think therapy is a time where you can go.
Woo-hoo.
Hey there.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Somebody wants to play with you.
The howlers here. I think therapy is a time when you can speak to somebody that who let the dogs out. When you can speak to somebody that is not attached to you and isn't going to blow smoke up your ass, you know, or isn't going to be offended by what you say, where you can just speak your truth and they can kind of help you sort through. I mean, we all have struggles at some point. We all have perception or relationship conundrums. So I think it's great to have a person that you can just go kind of blurt that out to and have them help you put the pieces back together in some sort of order that you can then move forward with. But I mean, who hasn't in their 20s or in their 30s or whatever had some period of time where you were just like, what the hell am I doing? And why am I in this relationship? Or why can't I, pull my head out of my ass or something like that? I mean, there's stuff that happens. And I mean, some people are fortunate enough to have really strong, solid family members, like a member of their family that can be objective and
no, but it's not the same as a therapist. you know what I like? You walk
No.
into a therapy office and you're like, okay, I don't really give a shit. I'm not even going to start with, hi, how are you? What's new? We don't even go there. I don't want to hear about your cats. I want to just,
Right.
you can just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
My son was like,
What are you struggling with today?
my son was upset with one of his therapists because he'd go to the bathroom at the start of every session. And he's
His
like,
therapist would go to the bathroom?
yes. One second, please.
kinda
I'm being
odd.
summoned by a crazy ass dog. Give me 1 second, please. All right, get in here, you pain in my neck.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are kind of afraid of therapy. Do you think so? They're worried about. I've had people say, "Well, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's underneath there." And what do you say to that?
Just I don't think all therapy is psychoanalytic. A lot of times it could be behavior modification. It could be all different types of therapy. So if you're not comfortable with going digging down deep, then don't dig down deep. I don't think you have to do it. It's whatever you're comfortable with.
I think it's a lot of it. There is a stigma to it. Yeah, I think that's becoming less, especially after with COVID. So many therapists, counselors, coaches. I mean, I think sometimes they can intermix there. I think sometimes since it's on Zoom now, you can access people that really fit what you're looking for.
Sure. No, actually, we have a new sponsor at Sex Talk with My Mom. Let's say, I'll have to get the information for you. But if you guys look at the bio and the link tree in Sex Talk with My Mom's either maybe the website I guess would have it there, or any of the wherever you listen to podcasts, you'll see that we are sponsored by, I think it's called WebMD or something like that. So that would be a good place to get very oops, what did I do? Help. Okay, I lost everybody on Instagram. Sorry.
Hey, where'd you go?
I was trying to find out the name of that company. I think it's called, well, like I said, if you look, you'll find out, and you can find a therapist online. If you don't jive with that person, then they give you another one, and they get a discount if you sign up, and the whole thing. So it's cool.
So we have a couple of comments here.
A lot of comments.
Brady says when he has therapy, he feels vulnerable, and I think that is a big part of what makes people afraid to do therapy, is that it does feel vulnerable. It feels like you're kind of naked, cracked open.
Well, if that's the case, you must love it.
Then Dempsey says, in Black culture, therapy is thought to be for the weak. Where do you think that comes from, Dempsey?
Also, we got a lot of people talking about group therapy. That, like this guy Billy said, I tried therapy, it was very disappointing. Yeah, a lot of people saying that they were a therapist. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. How can someone best prepare for therapy session before scheduling with a therapist? Well, I think first of all, you kind of need to know what your intention is. You need to have is there something in particular you're struggling with? Do you feel stuck? Are you depressed? Are you in an abusive relationship? Do you have childhood stuff that you just can't seem to shake? Whatever it is, kind of pinpoint at least an area that you want to work on, and then you need to find a therapist that actually you can connect with, and it might take interviewing a couple different therapists before you find somebody that clicks with you.
Right. That's why that web, whatever it is, I'm gonna have to find out the name of the thing, but that's why it's so good, because if you don't like the first therapist, you can get a different one. You just have to go online as opposed to going into an office and meeting the person. Then it's awkward.
Yeah.
This Jay.
So this guy, the superstar David, says goal is to go in with what you want to get out of it. So yeah, and it's the same. It's honestly the same thing that I would have all my yoga students do every class. Is I want you to imagine how you get in tune with how you feel now, And then how do you want to feel in 90 minutes when the class is over?
It's a long ass class. What are you doing in there?
I always taught 90-minute classes.
90-minute classes. I'm lucky if I get through a half hour.
Oh, and you believe me, if you came to one of my
You
classes,
kick my ass.
ask Jay Skills. If you came to one of my classes, you'd be saying, "Can we stay longer, please?"
Oh, well, if you're doing some other things, maybe.
No, not.
Jay says therapists are the ones that need counseling. Girl, don't fall for that scam. Okay. Let's see. Billy said it. Me, one is depression and told me to cut out caffeine. Oh, yeah. I mean, they're going to tell you to do certain things that, like if you're drinking a lot, maybe they cut down on the drinking, things like that.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I think it comes from distrust, historically from slavery, keeping it internal, turn to God because that's the only one you can trust in any way of thinking. So that went by too fast.
Therapy, it saved my life. Yeah.
It's like classroom involvement in my class, in my yoga classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yoga class.
I love you, 30 years old. Do you accept my country? Z Kalema, what country are you loving me from? And then I'll decide if I accept your country. Jer says, any best apps for Cubs and Cougars? Every time, where's my ding ding? From now on, I'm having a bell.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. Now, unfortunately, I think your best bet is just to go for a regular old ding, like you like Bumble or Hinge or any of those, Match.com. Just put down your age range and what your intentions are.
Yes. So, Sherry Ann, I practice yoga every day, and I don't teach classes right now, but I had a yoga studio for 18 years. So I am a yoga therapist. So I do all kinds of interesting yoga things.
A tree just fell down, apparently, Wilson said. Richard, is it WebMD? Yeah, I have to. I'm going to get in trouble for my partner in crime,
Yes.
my son, for not remembering. I should find it. I'll tell you what. I will put it in the comments for this on Instagram.
All right.
And then you can go to whatever the site is and get a discount. Cool.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Here's Brady. Respectfully disagree. I think therapy is important to everybody. Yeah, I'm not sure that Dempsey was saying it isn't important to everybody. I think he was saying that historically the Black culture made it. There was more of a stigma. I mean, there's a stigma in all cultures around therapy. And that's why I think more people are seeking therapy now, because you can do it via Zoom from the privacy of your own home. You don't have to go to an office. You can sit in your bedroom in your pajamas and have conversation with somebody. Yeah.
The topic is, let's see, this guy's asking me what the topic is. We're talking about therapy and how many people have gone to therapy and why is it important to go. And I got to tell you, every time
your clothing before you go out.
Yeah. Every time I've gone into therapy, I always think, oh, I have nothing to talk about today. Next thing you know, what? The time's up already? You're kicking me out?
When you think about it, unless you have like an amazing partner who will just sit and listen, how often can you just talk to somebody and just spew your heart and just dump it out there and have somebody not have feelings about it,
Right, where there's no agenda on the other side,
Right.
Now you can have your best friend, although you and I think can talk like that.
We can.
Yeah.
But we've both been counselors, so
yeah.
So
I counseled little kids though. I never counseled. Well, I guess I counseled the parents. You're beautiful, but something about glasses on you make you more seductive. Oh, thank you, Chris.
Yeah, the teacher thing.
Oh, I'm the mean librarian. Where's my little paddle? No, I'm just kidding.
So Sherry Ann, I incorporate yoga into every aspect of my work. Doesn't matter what it is.
What about the tree pose?
But yoga, the poses of yoga is 1/8 of yoga.
Yeah, I think it's real important to do yoga, because if you don't, you're gonna get very stiff. They're making me go as a result of my depression and anxiety. Well, then enjoy it. And Billy's saying,
Excellent.
that's the deal. Just want to vent sometimes and not sound like a weak man. That's a good thing you said, Billy, because you're not a weak man because you're venting.
Right.
Because you know what?
You're not a weak man because you have emotion.
Right, exactly.
That's a myth. That's a bunch of BS that's been
Right.
taught to men.
Like there's
That
no
has
crying
really
in
been
baseball.
harmful.
Like, there's
That's
no.
one of the most harmful parts of patriarchy is that it's told men that if you have an emotion that somehow you're not manly, and it's horse crap.
But I think
You're
that's
human.
mostly that's more of our generations. I think the generations now. I've seen my sons cry with their friends. I mean, I've seen a lot of different emotions come out, which never would have happened with our generation of men. They're not, the whole joke about there's no crying in baseball.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Suck it up.
Suck it up. Since I was a teenager, I love women 50 years old. That's good. Jay says, yes, more therapy, more drugs equals more depression and more visits. Okay, well, that's a real positive outlook. Are you in a relationship with a younger man? Yes, I am.
Every therapist I know is so busy, they don't need to milk people along.
They don't even take insurance, half of them, or I should say 90% of them. When I was working, though, I was doing counseling with little kids, kindergarten through like 6th grade.
That's a challenge.
That's a challenge because a lot of them didn't even communicate well. But then I was a lot of.
Yeah.
So what country are you? You just keep saying, do I accept my country? I accept your country, but I'd like to know what country that is.
Oh, shoot. All right. So Jay says, not all therapists possess the skill to be able to strategically peel back the layers using certain keys that clients can build off of. That's brilliant. Yeah, for sure. And there's so many different kinds of therapists, right? I mean, I'm a sex educator and a counselor. But I'm not a sex therapist. Then there are sex therapists. There are MFCCs.
I did not know that you were not a sex therapist.
No, because you have to have a MFCC, and I don't have one of those.
Oh.
So I just have a doctorate in human sexuality. So
yeah,
that's not it.
Well,
so there's just different designations, but I think that's why you have to meet. It's really more about the personality and their philosophy. You want to have somebody that will speak to you in your language. Another problem with the patriarchal side is that we were taught to build these walls to protect ourselves. It's a bad habit.
All right, I'm going on. Some of these TikTokers are saying hello, and a therapist needs a therapist, says Crudo. This guy said, you look way better than girls half your age. Thank you, I guess. Daryl from Virginia, love your vibe. Thank you. And hello to Fix the Stuffer. There's one of those names that we don't know how to get there. Cat piss and wine time. There he goes again. Okay.
He's here every week.
I mean, of those two compliments, better than girls your age, or Dale from Virginia saying love your vibe. Which ones do you like better? Love your vibe.
I like the vibe one.
Me too.
Because I don't like to be compared to other people.
Right. And what difference does it make if I look better than girls half my age? But I mean, well, why wouldn't I?
Well, but a vibe, for me, a vibe is more. It's more about your essence and your swagger.
Who you really are, yeah.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with what's on the outside.
All right, Daryl, 63, same as me, Daryl, 58, right?
So, but as a sex and relationship coach, isn't that the same as a sex coach?
She's a sexy sex coach.
I mean, that's why I just say I have a doctorate in human sexuality and I'm a counselor, so I can help people with, and I'm also a yoga therapist, and that's another level of therapy that brings in body, mind, spirit. So I kind of combine them, and I've been an RN forever, and I'm a health educator, so I just stack it all up.
Stack it up. All right, yeah, you definitely You definitely have a lot of accolades on you, a lot of superlatives.
Superlatives, yeah.
So we never told them how we met, actually. So
Okay, so
we
let's tell
started
that
that
story.
conversation. So Nancy and I communicated, and this is actually a happy thing that happened. Something positive that
Happy
happened.
ending.
We had a happy ending. So this guy says, "No way, you're 58." You're right. I'm not 58.
You're right.
I think you're as young as you feel. Anyway, okay. So Nancy and I had found each other on the internet through a con artist. We had a con artist that was conning both of us, and you can see where both of us did not put up with that one little bit. But we ended up talking to each other, and it was such a breath of fresh air to meet somebody who is all the way across the country from me, and we kind of
And you're
clicked.
living in Chicago.
And I was living in Chicago. You're living out in Northern California,
Mhm.
and we really hit it off in terms of like if I mean we were talking and I don't know texting or whatever we were doing, and collabing on different YouTube videos and things like that, right?
Mhm.
But we'd never met in person until we both took a trip to New York City. I was there for an event. Oh, thanks for following, Robert. And she was there. We were there for an event, or why were you there?
I took myself to New York. I was by myself for most of the week. I took myself on a aerial yoga retreat where I told Mark was like, well, go because I
Go.
love aerial yoga. Oh my God, I love it. So I went to New York. We got a hotel right between these two studios, and I just OD'd on classes every day. Just.
I took
completely.
one with you. Well, anyway, so
Yeah.
well,
And then my friend came and joined me. Kisha came to New York to spend a couple of days with me.
but
and
here
we
we didn't get to the really cool part. So she's over
Right.
there. She's doing her thing. Ariel all over the place. She thinks she's Pink or something. You ever see Pink do that? The artist.
yeah.
Pink, she's unbelievable. Anyway, so meanwhile, the two of us had never seen each other in person, but we literally walked into it was a bizarre situation. It was a small hotel, not that small, but decently small hotel in Manhattan. We both go to the bar. Shocker that we both be in the bar. And we realized
It was like at 10:30 at night.
it was at 10:30 at night, and
Nobody else was in there.
and all of a sudden I'm like, Nancy.
It's like, that was so weird. That was so weird.
I'm like, Nancy. She's like, Karen. I'm like, oh my God. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
So we found each other in New York the same weekend in the same weird 10:30 at night.
The same hotel, the same time of day, the same bar. I mean, that was like
Isn't that a incredible
like
story?
Serendipity.
And since that time,
Yeah.
we have like gotten together many times because a lot of times I'd be out here, or I don't know if we ever met again and after that anywhere else, but
well, we had breakfast at that breakfast or lunch at that one place off of Sunset. Because I was staying on Sunset. I'd been doing some work with Ava.
Oh yeah. We saw each other
And I
then.
walked down and met you for, I think it was breakfast.
But that was that was on purpose.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Now we
there's
just meet on purpose.
you got to pay attention to these signs, you guys. This is where I come in, okay? You got to pay attention to these signs from another universe because weird shit's been happening. And right now, I know Mercury's in retrograde. I think it's still in retrograde till the
Is
5th.
it still?
I think so. But because it's in retrograde, you notice a lot of coincidences. And I've had these crazy coincidences, like crazy shit going on. Has anybody else experienced crazy stuff that's going on right now besides me? Because I've been like inundated with it, like really cool
Okay.
stuff that only from
What
above.
stuff?
It's a long story, and I don't really want to go into it. But the long story short is that one of my kids gave the other kid something special, and I found someone in my building wearing the exact same thing, and it just was like he got it from his sibling. And it's a very rare thing. So it just all these things came together, and I was like, I'm freaked out. I'm just freaked out. So love your accent. The glasses are a nice touch too. Thank you, Raider Soul 85. I don't think I have an accent. That's the weird thing about accents. I don't think I have an accent. I don't think you do either, by the way. But people always think I'm from
I have no accent. I do. I mean, I do slip into an accent periodically.
Yeah.
There's a, and thank you, Jay. I have another kind of my alter ego, and she goes by my middle name, and she has a southern accent, and so every once in a while, when she's feeling really feisty,
that comes out. Well,
yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
I think Jay's met her. She's the fun one.
I actually like having my accent.
What's that?
Well, I was talking to a casting agent a couple of years back, and she's like, "Well, you'd have to get rid of that accent." I go, "What accent?" And I'm not getting rid of my accent. That's me, who I am. I'm not going to change because of some reality show that you wanted me to be a different accent. Are you kidding me?
I'm always blown away by some of these actors. What's his name?
Like the one on Succession or whatever, or the ones that have like this British accent, and then they come and they sound completely American.
Yeah, there's one actor that I love, but he's got an Irish accent, Irish or Scottish, but you never know that in his acting.
Are you talking about the guy in Succession?
I don't know who the guy in Succession is.
The one who plays Logan.
I don't know who that is.
Will you guys help over here? I can't remember shit. I'm from the South. I'm O and E with A. Hi to Mick and Godswill. It's me, Godswill. Yeah, Mrs. Elf. I knew you'd like that story. We're gonna go to Greece and bump into you there.
I really want to go to Greece.
Yeah, I've been to Greece. You guys, where do you think the most romantic place to go is in the world?
Thinking. So I want to go. It's on my screen on my Big Mac here. It's
your Big Mac. Your Big Mac.
I call it my Big Mac. I want to go so bad to. Do you call it the Maldives or the Maldives?
I think it was Maldives, but anyway.
All right, let's take a vote. A, Maldives.
Yeah, is it Maldives?
B, Maldives.
Is Karen right or is Nancy right? Oh, Bob said his bed. Bob said his bedroom.
Bob says his bedroom.
That was A-list incognito. Let's see. Mick says Punta Cana. John says Paris. And hi to you, John. And I don't know. I'm going. I would think the most romantic place is wherever I go with someone that I feel very romantic towards.
Totally. I mean, I think yeah. But I think there are places I like. I love the word exotic, so I'm into exotic things.
I'll go with you to the Maldives.
Okay.
Bob Droll said Maldives. Huh?
I want to rent one whole dock of all the little huts and fill it with people that I love and I'd be comfortable being naked with, so that we could just go take over a place and be naked.
What does that sound like?
Bora Bora. There we go. Or Maldives.
So Raider Soul does not think he has an accent either, but I have a southern accent. Top of the mountain cabin in the woods by a lake. Any mountain cabin or one in particular? Godswill says Alabama.
If I'm going to be in the mountains, I want a big old fireplace with wood.
A wood burning fireplace.
I like big wood and I like it hot.
Well, shock. She likes big wood and she likes it hot. Thank you, Andre, for following the host. Nancy's, it's always about where she can go to be naked.
Probably. I mean, well, I like the option. Well, and actually, sometimes I don't even need it to be an official option. I just find a place to be naked. Mark and I went to this great resort in the Dominican Republic called Excellence, and it's adults only. It's not naked, but it's really romantic, really fun. And I kept saying to the guys, well, where can I be naked? And they're like, No.
Underneath
No,
that bridge over there,
no,
there's a
come on. So at night, I would go down to the pool and I'd get naked.
you
That's-
rebel. You rebel. You're a rebel without a cause.
every place I go, I have to swim naked in a pool.
Well, I had a pool in my backyard once in one of my homes in over the years, and I thought I can get away with being naked in my backyard and none of my neighbors would see me. But the houses were a lot closer than I thought.
Well, you need neighbors like mine where they're nudists too. So it's like
Well, that did happen to me once with my next door neighbors. Neither of us were nudists, but me and my husband at the time and a couple were in our backyard pool. And the next door neighbors came home. They see us completely naked because we were all fucked up on the 4th of July. And the next thing you know, they took all their clothes off and jumped in the pool with us.
Okay, so if you're out in your backyard with your friends and you're naked, that kind of counts as being a nudist.
I'm a nudist now. I was doing quaaludes. I was doing quaaludes at the time.
Oh no!
That makes you a nudist.
Everybody's a nudist doing quaaludes.
You can become all kinds of things doing quaaludes.
That's true.
Oh, Aaron says, I love you both. Huge crush on Dr. Nancy. Ooh,
Uh-oh.
Someone's got a crush on you.
So cute.
God's will is where sweaty Southern Belle white women land. Okay. All right. Here, Ray is saying secluded off the grid so you can be off the grid and relax, peace and solitude. That sounds like that's a nice place. All right. Yeah. If you guys want to share your most romantic places to be and go, we're compiling a list. So far, we've got the Maldives.
Yeah.
And Bora Bora and the top of a mountain with a cabin in the woods by a lake.
I mean, I used to love snow skiing. Did you like snow skiing?
I never learned properly. I learned on the hills.
You froze, Karen.
Oh,
What are you
really?
doing?
I didn't do shit. Am I still frozen?
Okay, so no.
I went to a ski club when I was a kid, and I never learned how to ski. And so I would be at the top of this hill, and even though it's a bunny hill or whatever, I was shaking like a leaf.
I've been there.
Oh, the Virgin Islands. So now, you know what? If you're in Chicago all your life, you don't want to go on the one vacation a year to somewhere where it's cold. At least I didn't. I want to go somewhere.
I'm with you. I would always choose warm over cold. But we skied a lot during when our kids were growing up. And because I was a nurse and I had an outpatient diabetes center, one of my patients owned a ski resort in Shasta.
Nice.
So we kind of bartered. So and then the other thing I did is because I was a nurse, I could ski relatively well. I could be on the ski patrol. So I got to ski for free and just carry a radio and go to accidents and whatever and do my thing and then go ski.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, Mrs. L said, if you come to Greece, I'll be happy to show you around. France is famous for its romantic atmosphere, but I think it could be romantic everywhere as long as you keep the romance in your heart. I love that, Mrs. L. Hello, Max from Key Biscayne, Florida. I love your vibe. I love your vibe, too. I love your vibe.
We're loving the vibes tonight.
We're loving vibes. We're just all full of love. And thank you for sending hearts and love.
That's a good name for a band, the Lovin' Vibes.
Well, there was a Lovin' Spoonfuls back in the day.
I'm not sure what they had a spoon of.
No, I can think of a few things. I could think of it. All right. Anyhow, well, we got about 7 whole minutes left of this live stream. So if you guys want to share anything with us, or if you want us to answer
the most exotic place you want to go,
and if you could think of the most exotic place that you want to go, and are you going to be naked there, and are you going to be doing quaaludes there?
Yeah. Is being able to be naked important to you as you choose a vacation?
Yeah. No wonder you didn't like the ski patrol, because you couldn't be naked.
No, you had to be so clothed. I mean, it was fun to do the unveiling at night, so that was okay.
I know that my friends would go in the spring. I went one time to Yellowstone, I think it was. It was Yellowstone. I rented a place over there, and everybody was great at skiing except for me. So I got the private instructor, and we just kind of held hands and skied all the way down.
Nice.
But I'd still take scuba diving or snorkeling over that. Show
So,
me a dolphin.
I don't know if I've shared with you a lot of my fireman days stories.
No, I missed that one. Although I had a fireman too once.
Well, I dated two at the same time.
Were they in the same squadron?
They were on opposite shifts, which worked out very well.
But that's the same.
But they were roommates. They lived together.
You do like to live on the edge.
It was all very open. It was so much fun. But the firemen in California and the police would all get together and go to Mammoth or Bachelor, and do they call the Fire Police Olympics every year. And so we would all, jump in trucks and whatever and go ski for a week. I couldn't ski, but man, did I have a good time. It was some really fun times.
Anybody got a big hose? Okay, yeah. All right, now let's see what we got here.
No, but they find it hot and leave it wet.
Jesus. Steph says, I'm in Sydney, Australia. I'm 23 years old today. Today's my birthday. Do you consider dating a 23-year-old? No, but happy birthday. You're almost at the 25 mark, which is when the brain is fully formed. So you're almost there, Steve. You got just
almost there. Keep
just
going.
a couple years, you're going to be there.
Yeah.
You're going to be there, and you're going to be like, man, I'm at the prime of my life. All right, so yeah, Greece would be a good call. Sydney, Australia. I got to tell you though, that is a fun city. I love Sydney. Have you been to Sydney?
No, I have not been to Sydney.
Jay finds this entertaining.
Jay says that's Apollo. He says we're entertaining.
Thank you. That's Apollo.
Thank you.
Hi, Apollo, aka Jay.
Jay.
All right. Oh, there goes the Mets fan. Good luck. I hope they win.
I hope so too. I just got a killer seat.
I'm glad you got a killer seat. I'll talk to you later. Enjoy.
So, did you have a theme ever in your years? Like, I had the fireman thing, for a while. I mean, we're like, we did houseboat trips. These guys all from San Francisco and all over the Bay Area would come up, rent a houseboat. There'd be like 13, 14 guys on a houseboat. And I was in nursing school, and my two nursing student girlfriends of mine, we were like the mascots on this boat.
You were trouble. You were definitely trouble.
You just gotta live. You gotta live big, right?
Well, especially when you're under 25.
I was right about that.
Take a picture. Send me the picture. All right. Let's see. Books and wine talk. Love it. Absolutely.
Did you ever have a theme like that when you were dating? Did you gravitate toward?
I've dated a few bartenders. And I'll tell you
what
why.
was that like?
One of the reasons that I think bartenders are awesome, and I've done YouTube videos about why you should date a bartender, is because they have to sit behind the bar and be really good listeners if they want to get tips. If they're sitting there talking too much, then they're not going to get tips. But if they're good listeners, people are going to sit there and connect with them. And yeah.
Yeah, they have to really know how to read people so they pay attention.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's a good call. Date a bartender. Would you consider dating a 36-year-old country boy? Thank God I'm a country boy. I'm a bartender, and you're absolutely right. Yeah, let's hear about your experiences, Gilded Lily, as a bartender.
Yeah. I think
Mojo.
Bartenders could probably write the most interesting memoirs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think the dating world, my youngest daughter, who's the one getting married next week in Denver, she dated a long time, and so she's dated a lot of people, and it's like her whole family, we lived for her stories, her dating stories. And she never, and I don't know how many men want to hear this, but she never gave a guy, she never used his name. She would always nickname him, like either the town he was from.
Oh yeah, I did
or
that.
Something quirky about him.
You have to, because otherwise, if you just put Adam, you may end up calling the wrong Adam at the wrong time, which is what I did.
Right.
For a while, I was all vowels. They all start with a vowel.
So is it Glidely?
Gilded
Lily.
Gilded Lily.
Gilded Lily. Says he's a great listener. He's talking about themselves, so it works out. Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, my boyfriend was a bartender at a strip club, so that had some good stories. I started researching what goes on there, and I knew more about what was going on there than he did. Hello, buddy. Thank you for guarding the house.
One more minute. So, Karen, where can people find you?
When they're not being inundated with dog barking. Hey.
Yes.
Come here for a minute. Come here, cutie pie. Sex talk with him on the podcast is my favorite thing to do, other than be with Dr. Nancy. Any KarenLee Potter anywhere on social media, especially TikTok, is where you can find me, because I'm always TikToking away. And YouTube as well, and Instagram, wherever you are. So you can find me all over the place. But for sure, if you haven't already followed me, we do this every Thursday night. And I've been talking about it all week long, and I think it helped gain some people on here, because we got like 28 people on TikTok right now. So that's cool. I can relate to a dog barking. I own a few Great Pyrenees. Oh boy, those are big boys. Where can they find you, my lovely woman?
Well, you can find me out on my website, Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce, or drnsp.com. And you can just use that, Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce, to find me on TikTok. And I don't really do a lot.
Don't look for her, because she didn't do anything
I'm a
yet.
voyeur there, but
she's not an
Instagram,
exhibitionist.
And I've been bad lately. I've not been very active on social media because I've been working hard.
Oh, but the two of us are on Patreon, though.
We do have Patreons, and I do try to, jump in there periodically. I've just been overwhelmed with this other job. So anyway, so I've got that going, and I'm a counselor, so I do private counseling. I have a private practice. I help people find their way. It doesn't really matter what way they're looking for. I have no judgment. There's no shaming. It's really just about helping people find their
Megan.
zest and run with that. And
How do you like that?
My last exotic lifestyle retreat will be coming up in June in Jamaica.
Oh boy.
June 25th through July 2nd. So there are still rooms available for if anybody wants to go to Jamaica with me for one last
romp in the hay.
DM me and I'll send you the link to the website. And we won't be here the next 2 weeks, though, because I will be gone next week and Karen will be gone the following week.
Wait, I'm not sure. We have to figure that out. I have not figured out my whole schedule yet, so we might be able to sneak something in there. But yeah, probably, yeah. I'll be back by. You're talking about the 16th. I should be back by the 16th.
Yeah, I'll be here the 16th.
Right.
And so I know, Sherry Ann, it's not really sad because I've done this would be the 7th year I've done this one particular event, but I've been doing events in Jamaica at Hedonism for the last 17 years, and I gotta move on. 17, 18 years is about all I have in me for one path. Then I gotta shift gears.
Me too. I love to switch.
Yeah, I had my yoga studio for 18 years. I had an outpatient diabetes center for 13 years. So it's like, I like growing, and I'm doing corporate consulting now, and it's really fun. It's challenging. It's stretching me, which is in my yoga. It's like good.
It's time.
And it's time. Yeah. So I'll pass the baton and see if my partners in crime want to take it over, and they're more than happy to have it. And we'll see where we go from here. I love transitions. I used to hate them and be
Yeah,
afraid
most
of
people
them.
are frightened to change, but
Yeah,
it always
I love
yeah, it's always a
change.
good idea. I think so.
Love it. I thrive in those moments of change.
Oh, Mrs. L
And
said something very nice just now. She said, I set an alarm because when it starts, it's 3 a.m. on a Friday here. I totally enjoyed WWW and our posse. Mrs. L, thank you so much for setting your alarm and being here because I love
that
having you part of this.
is awesome. That is awesome.
And everybody
Yeah.
else that's joining us on a regular basis, we really appreciate you. We know how many live streams there are to choose from, and we're glad you chose us.
Yes, we are definitely, because there's so much out there.
Yeah.
But we love being here with you, and I love being here with you, Karen.
I love you.
You always make me laugh. You inspire the silly in me, and
That's my goal.
yes. And so next week, think of me. I'll be doing a rehearsal evening dinner at the evening this time next week.
All right.
In Denver,
Well,
Colorado.
I hope you have a wonderful time, but hopefully I'll speak to you
I'm
before
sure.
you go.
Yes, yeah. Let's plan that. All right. So find Karen on Patreon. Find me on Patreon. Support us.
Patreon.com/KarenLee and the patreon.com/Dr. Nancy.
Yes, and please go buy Karen's book on Amazon. They truly, and for women, truly helpful. For men, incredibly informative, because we get asked the same questions here every single week,
Yeah.
and all of your questions can be answered in that book. And then come back and let's talk about it.
Oh, I like that.
We'll do a book club.
A book club. It's going to be like Reese Witherspoon.
Right.
Well,
All
anyway.
right. Much love. Thank you, everybody,
Love
for coming
you.
in here, joining us tonight.
Bye.
Thank you, Jay. Can't wait to see you.
Woo.
All right.
Bye. Oh, let's see how to do this now. Share. Bye, YouTubers. Bye, Mrs. L. Go back to bed. I appreciate this. I'm going to stick on here.